first move in this warm-up for our workout, we're gonna be on a knee. We're gonna have a plate, a small step, a block, just something you can have your foot on. I have 2 sticks here. If you've got posts or you can find a squat rack, anything you can kind of get some tension in and drive down. We're gonna try to get some full body tension. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my knee over my toe and I'm gonna push down and pull back with this front leg while I'm driving the back knee down and pushing forward, and I'm pushing my big toe in and squeezing this back glute. And I'm just gonna try to push down, especially with this front leg, as hard as I can, driving my sticks down. I'm gonna hold this for about 10 to 12 seconds. Don't drop your chest. Keep your chest up, push hard down into the sticks and drive with those legs. We're gonna hold for 10 to 12 seconds. Gather yourself, get your core set again, drive down with the sticks, and then I'm gonna lift this foot off. I don't wanna have any weird movements here in the hips. I wanna stay still and just lift off. And I'm gonna hold here for 10 seconds. And I'm really feeling the core here and the top of the hip here. Okay, 10 to 12 seconds there. We're gonna flip sides, okay? So again, I'm sitting up tall. Okay, I'm gonna drive my whole foot, specifically my toe, my knee is over my toe, and I'm driving hard, hard. 10 seconds trying to pull my knee and my heel together this way. And then relax after 10 seconds, and then we're gonna push down and lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way down. All right? So then we'll get up. I've got a short stick here, okay? So something that's probably 3 to 4 feet long, and we're gonna do kayaks. And I'm trying to make a big circle. I really want you to take notice of my pace here. So I'm not trying to fly through this movement, and I'm always trying to reach back and get the biggest circle that I can get. My hips aren't moving, but my torso can twist. I'm not leaning my spine anywhere, I'm not bending it, but I am rotating. I'm gonna use my front arm to push back and reach. Try to get the biggest range of motion I can. I'm gonna do 10 forward, and then I'm gonna do 10 backwards. This throws a lot of people, but it's just the reverse of what we just did. Okay, and again, that front hand pushes back and really gets that nice big stretch. Try to get up high, vertical, and make the biggest arc that you can. Okay, we'll do 10 of those front and back. Then, we're gonna be here. I'm gonna have 1 kettlebell, working on a little yielding catch. So we're gonna work on the tissues absorbing the force as we accelerate towards the ground. So we're gonna hold here both hands. My right foot's gonna go back, my left foot's gonna go forward. Since my right foot's going back, I'm gonna catch with my right hand. Okay? Drop and catch. Stand back up. If you wanna pop back up, that's fine. I'm gonna do the opposite now. Left hand goes back, so I'm gonna catch, or left foot goes back, so I'm gonna catch with the left hand. Okay? Make sure that the forward foot's going. So my right's gonna go forward. It needs to move. Don't just drop back. That forward foot needs to actually go forward. Good. Make sure that you're laying your torso's up. Abs are tight, your torso's being held up by your core, okay? The core is holding that pelvis still, and it's also keeping our core upright. So we'll run through that 2 or 3 times. We're feeling good. Then we're gonna have our med ball here. I've got an 8-pound med ball, so you don't need anything that's super, super heavy. All right, we're gonna have a single leg, on work first. We're gonna start in a half kneeling position, okay? So I'm gonna get my nose over knee over toe, right here, push that big toe down to the ground. My back knee is on the ground, and my toe is on the ground. So I've got this glute I can push from. I'm gonna rotate back, so I'm coiling back, and I'm gonna explode and launch those as hard as I can into the wall. Load, explode. Reset, we're not in a hurry here, you don't have to go fast. Load, explode. Target. So we'll do 4 on the left side, then 4 on the right side. After that, we're gonna stand up. We're not gonna rush into these either, so get yourself set. Okay, don't be in a big hurry. If you want to get a quick drink, that's fine. We're gonna have 1 foot on the ground. My left foot is on the ground, so I'm gonna turn the ball to the left side, and I'm hinging. So I'm working on, some balance, obviously. Hinge back. I wanna get that hip back high here, and I'm gonna stand and launch, keeping this back leg off the ground. I'm good with a little jump. We want to stand tall. Okay? Try to throw as hard as you can into that wall. Again, we'll do 4 on each side. So after you do all 4 of those, we're definitely going to rest 2 or 3 minutes, get a drink, chill, Think about your next plan. If you're trying to work on something, think about trying to push through those toes. Make sure that you're getting a big hinge with the hip. If you want to work on anything, get a little stretch in, that's fine. And we'll run through 3, and if you're feeling good, 4 rounds. See how you feel after 3. If you're tired, if your throws are getting weaker, not as hard, go ahead and move on. All right, if you can get a 4th one in, let's do it. All right, we're gonna start with the cable in both hands. We're gonna have our inside foot up, and our back knee is gonna be on the mat. You wanna make sure that the cable is out to your side. You don't want it to be turned back away from you. You want it to be directly out to your side. We're gonna hold our arms out, straight in front of us. It's connected with the center of our chest, so we don't want to collapse in like this. We want to stay out. We're going to lean forward, get that weight in that toe. Nose, knee, toe. We're going to stand up, hip flexion, own that position, back down, exactly where you were, nose, knee, toe, turn. Repeat, up, rotate, up, rotate, up, own that position, rotate. Every time I come back down, my nose, knee, toe is in line, and I chop out, trying to keep this lower body still. Okay? I'll do 6 of those on each side. Then I'm gonna have a dumbbell. Want to use some pretty significant weight. I've got a 40 here. We're gonna stand real wide. Okay, our feet are gonna be as wide as we can, and we're gonna load up into one side. Okay? I'm sitting back into my hip. So I don't want to push into my knee, I want to sit back into my hip and keep my chest up. Hold the dumbbell here in the center, and then I'm going to stay low, and I'm pulling from this other side, and I'm sliding over, staying low, keeping that chest up. Spinning a few breaths here. Pull from this side, chest up and slide over. Pull and slide over. Notice my pace here. I'm not in a hurry. I'm spinning a few seconds on each side. I'm always working my butt down and my chest up. Just gonna get that heart rate up. We'll rest for a minute and a half, 2 minutes after that, and then we'll repeat. We have 4 rounds here. All right, we're gonna finish up with a little strength work. We're gonna have a heavy hinge. So we're just gonna get a kettlebell. You can use dumbbells if you want. Also, you can use a barbell if you really want, but I suggest kettlebell is the easiest way to go. We're gonna get our weight balanced in our feet. So when I say balance, we want to make sure we have some weight in our toes. Really go ahead and find those toes, push those into the ground. We don't want to be on our toes like that. We just want to make sure that we have some tension there and we're active and can feel our toes pushing into the ground. Our knees, we try to sometimes cue them up going forward because we definitely don't want them to drift back. In reality, we want them to stay exactly where they are. We're going to hinge a little bit at the knee, but mostly at the hip. And so we're reaching the hip and the kettlebell back towards our heels, and I'm keeping the knees and the toes forward, and I get a nice big stretch right here. And then I'm going to scoop right back up. So once I go down, my butt cheeks kind of spread apart, and my hamstrings get long. I keep that weight forward to the toe, reach my butt back, reach my heel back, and when I feel that big stretch here in the back, I'm done. I come back up from there. It doesn't matter if the weight gets to the floor, that going to the floor has no bearing on anything whatsoever. It all has to do when you feel the stretch here and here. We want to keep that tension and be able to use that to scoop back up, and we don't want to have any movement with the spine. If I go here, and then I go down to here, that's all movement from my spine, and we don't want that. So we're going to do 8 to 10 reps there. Again, really focusing on our form more than anything. We're locked in on that. We can have a little more weight. Next, we're going to come here. I've got a bar set up. We can use a TRX. You can use a barbell. You can use monkey bars. You can use kids play set. Whatever you have available, we're going to do a horizontal row. So we're going to lay underneath the bar. If my knees are bent, my feet are flat on the ground, it's going to be a little bit easier. If I get my legs out long like this and make myself in a full plank, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Okay? You can mess with that too. So if you start off long, you can bend your knees back, okay, as you get fatigued throughout the set. So we'll start long, bridge up. We're going to row, shoulder blades come together, shoulder blades go apart. Notice my pace here, how I'm controlling myself down and up. Pause at the top, and my shoulder blades are going on a ride. It's important that we don't just go up fast, up and down fast. We need to make sure those shoulder blades are coming together as we pull ourselves up and apart as we go down. We're going to do 8 reps, and on number 8, we're going to hold the top for 8 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then on 8, we hold the top, breathe, keep that core tight, 8 seconds, and then we're down. We'll go back to the beginning of our set. We're gonna complete 4 rounds of this. Again, rest for a few minutes and before we get back into our deadlift. And this will double off 4 sets, really try to push that weight and then make these as challenging as possible. If it's too easy, get yourself more, walk yourself forward and get your chest more underneath that bar. Have fun. If you have questions, comment below. Let us know how we can help you. Appreciate you.